Welcome back to another video here. Today we'll be going over the CDL matches. If you're coming back often or liking the content, let me know by clicking the like and subscribe button down below. Check the description for the Discord server link where we chat about various topics, let you guys know when I'm live or a video's coming up, and the Twitch link where I've been streaming Call of Duty, Rainbow Six, and Helldivers and more. The first match of the weekend on Friday was Miami Heretics versus the New York Subliners. First map, Hardpoint, 6-star, 250, 217. Subliners take it. Then the stats from map one, it was really just Hydra going off. He almost dropped a 40 bomb on it, and he had over 6,000 damage. The next closest was Real actually with 33 kills. He had 5,900 damage. But them two were the only two that was really like popping off this series. I mean, Sib on New York Subliners dropped a .71, Kismet .5, but Skies 1.08. And then when you get to the Heretics, Vickle, rough series throughout. But this map, he had a .72. Metals and Lucky around .9, so they did all right. But Vickle really struggled this series. So it seems like it almost, with Metals and Vickle, it seems like they both got worse with this change than like maybe one getting better, one getting a little worse. They seem like they both got way worse with this change. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they keep this um, change happening where Metals is on the AR and Vickles the SMG. But yeah, New York looked good. I think it's more of a momentum thing with them. If they win that first hard point, they feel good. Then they can go into the search and control confident. But if they lose that first hard point, I think they start questioning themselves and it just snowballs from there. And then on the map two, Subliners take it 6-1 on Invasion. Vickle 2-6 and Real 1-7. And Sib had a really good search game here. He went 9-3 with 1,800 damage too. So he had a really solid bounce back game from the map one. But when your two SMGs on Miami is .14 and a .33, you're not going to be able to do much at all. And then map 3, Invasion, Subliners take it 3-0. Vickle drops a point. I mean, he 9-19, Metals 10-17, Lucky and Real, like Real 13-17, Lucky 13-20. I mean, everyone positive on New York Subliners. Kismet's double positive, 21-10. I mean, this is the thing with Subliners, that their search has been so good lately, or their control has been so good lately, because they are a good invasion team. Like, they just know how to play that map, and when they have a slower like AR and Skies, and Sib can play slower too, that also lets Kismet and Hydra kind of play up, and they can kind of slow down with their ARs if they need to, but they can play up in the cafe and just keep pressure up there. And the other three are so good at getting the B point, but Hydra is just so good at faking and snaking his way at A and just somehow finding a way on A that like you just don't know how he's getting there, but somehow he's there. And there's been multiple times where like Kismet, Sib, and Skies are on the other point, but Hydra is just being annoying on the A point, just kind of get a tick here to get a tick there, and they already got B, and they have almost 2 minutes on the clock because they had to go get Hydra off the point. And with them being such a good invasion team, that's really gonna set them apart from a lot of teams because they can, when they go to that third game mode, they can mostly win that. So that's a lot of swing modes. Like you see a lot of people, it starts, if you get reverse sweep, it starts with the control. And as long as you don't get checked out by the control, you'll be fine. But a lot of teams, they seem to, once they lose that like round 5 on control, they seem to check out after that. And I'm glad it wasn't New York here. They won it 3-0. They did not let Miami get any breathing room in this series and kind of shut them up after having a rough couple series in the last couple weeks. The next series we have is Optic Texas versus Boston Breach. Optic Texas take it in a 3-2 fashion, so it was really close. Shawnee subbed in for Beans because Beans is having a back problem, and there's not much information on it yet. They just said he's not going to be available for Sunday. He wasn't available for Sunday either. This is going to be coming out after Sunday, but he was not available for Sunday either. The first map, Karachi, it ended up being 250-189 Boston, but they just had to replay because Kenny was lagging, and Optic asked to like switch the server because they were lagging bad, and the refs just did nothing about it. So like they were down like by 100, and Kenny just left the game, and then they had a good while to like make a decision to like, is this a forfeit or a replay or what's going on? Because it should have, in the rule book, it should have been that's a forfeit. But since Optic asked for server switches and the refs did nothing about it, I think they replayed it because Optic was asking for the like. It would have been different if they didn't say anything and he just like be like, "Hey, the servers are bad." No, they asked for it and the refs didn't do anything about it. So I think it was more of, oh, it's the ref's fault. Let's just replay this. But it didn't matter. Boston come out and still beat them in the Karachi. It wasn't as convincing as it looked in the first map, but it was pretty convincing. Beat them by 60 points. Um, the map 2 was Search, and Boston won 6-3. Control was Invasion Cheese, just round 5 defense. Boston did do a good job at getting ticks throughout the map. Map 4, Boston had it in the bag, but a rotate to 2 was Mixie, and then Optic insta broke on 3 and secured the hard point to close it out. And Snoopy in this map had 42 kills. I mean, he fried this map with a 42 and 33 performance. Kenny kind of struggled throughout. Shawnee kind of struggled, but it was just Boston had it, and then they just no ice. Like, there is something about Boston that they just cannot do anything, and it's just if there's a clutch situation, they just bottle it every single time. Like, Snoopy here, he I think tied the kill record with 42, or it might be 43, but he was really close to the kill record. And I mean, it's in a losing effort, and they had it. They had the P2 row. It was just Mixie the whole entire time. They rotate P3. Shotzi gets Priest in the back, and then he wins another one. I don't know if it's on the Shawnee or another one, but Shotzi wins another one in the back. So then that's 2, and then they just break through like that with the 2v4, and they break right back in. And even Shotzi in this, 36 and 33 on this map with 133 seconds in hill. So he had over 2 minutes in hill time on this alone. But it's really good to see for Optic Texas that people are shooting their gun. But Pred, even with the 33 and 32 performance, he had 5,300 damage, which was 1,000 less than anyone else on his team, which is pretty shocking when he had the second most kills on the team. But it's just something it's going to be his playstyle. His playstyle is a little bit slower, so he's not going to shoot his gun as much because he's going to be trying to play behind. He's not going to run fast right into him. Even though he said that the last time, he's like, I just need to stop thinking and just run at him. Well, this just kind of proves he's still not just running at him, so that's still something he has to work on. And they are the clear best second team right now, but they just don't beat people as convincing as FaZe. And I know FaZe, like, they're really bad at sub base, so they just do not play sub base. And Optic tries to play all these maps to try to get better at, especially like the new ones, like a 6-star, and then the high-rise search, which was map 5. I mean, it was search and destroy map 5. You couldn't expect Boston to win that, but they play a lot of like high-rise to try to beat FaZe. And I mean, hopefully they do give them a better running next time they play, but FaZe has played the top 3 of the top 4, they're the 4th, but the other 3 big dogs and has beat them all this whole stage. They're 6-0, and the 3, they had a hard split with having Optic, Toronto, and Subliners all in this split, and they still just destroyed them. So they're going to have to find a map, or something's got to change for them to actually break through on this. And I think Boston's struggle on defense, first off, they had Pentagram carrying bomb, which, and challengers, if you guys ever like listen to Censor in that, he claims he's the best bomb planer ever, but he took the bomb. So going with the bomb is an adjustment. Like, you
God damn
can't
it.
just
I
flip
fucked
it
up
on,
the
flick it
slid.
off, like,
I
hey,
should have had a
I'm gonna
fucking
just grab bomb this
defuse, but
time. Like, especially when you're not used to having bomb. And if you're used to wrapping around, maybe putting yourself in a bad
This other
position,
guy is,
but
but
you can
one
bail
second.
yourself out sometimes. But sometimes,
They
if
must be
they're just
saying
ready
some
for it, it's
ratchet
not going
stuff
to work.
going on
And
right
you just
now.
drop the bomb in a bad spot. Like, you can't let someone that's trying to make plays like that with the bomb. So I feel they should have
One guy
had
just crossed B Street.
Priesta
one
with the
just
bomb,
I just missed
and
the
then
jump.
one just went A.
since Shawnee's in the
One
team right
just
now, but
played.
Shawnee or Beans play the lurker role on the right side, just holding the heady, looking for information. And then you have Snoopy and Penta kind of playing together, rushing up the map, and then Priesta is playing with them, but Priesta's holding the bomb safe, and hopefully, and then now you have Beans for clutching, because in clutch scenarios, they
I
have
was
not been
trying to
very
get him.
clutch. So, and Beans is
B
the
Street. We're going
straight
3, 2,
shooter.
1
Like,
nade.
they were calling him
3,
like the Dashie of
2,
EU.
1
Like,
nade
he
over.
is straight shooting. So, if anyone's going to clutch, I have faith in Beans. So, I feel Priesta should push up with the 2 subs, and he can have bombs. So, if they get a position up there, they can plant right away. But it's just something fundamental that either the coaches or the players are just not understanding. And I think it will get better after a while, but hopefully it will get better. But there's just some things they need to change, and I just don't know if they will. Then we get to
That's
Atlanta
probably fair.
FaZe Las Vegas Legion game, and this was just a 3-0 by FaZe. Vista 250, 195. High Rise 6-1 in Atlanta's favor, and then High Rise 0-3 in Atlanta's favor for the control. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this game because it was just a
I just 360
beatdown.
him off the
I mean,
top
when
rope.
Attach and Asim both have a .7 throughout the game, and Geo and Nero .81 and .87, like, I mean, you're just not going to be able to do much. I think it's a little off the damage numbers on here because Asim and Geo did leave at the end of the game, so I think their damage numbers are a little off. I don't know if that's still true, but it was at the beginning. But yeah, it was just a bad game. I mean, Atlanta FaZe still dominant when their lowest is a 1.09 on the team. I mean, you can't really ask for better. I mean, first game, no one on FaZe is below a 1.0. Draws at 25 and 25. That's the lowest. Asim didn't play too bad, but Attach, 21 and 30 on the first map. He had a rough game. They seem to be it was 195, 250. It started out really good. I was really excited to see, like, oh, maybe Legion have this now. Like, maybe they're going to fight a little bit. And then after that map, it was just downhill from there. Asim and Geo about dropped donuts in the map 2, but Geo did get a kill in one of the last 2 rounds, and Asim 0 and 6 in the round. Then you go to map 3, and you got Attach and Asim both dropping .65 and .67. Geo was shooting his gun back with a 1.0 today too, but Abizi 23 and 12 in the map 3. Draza 18 and 15, Simp 20 and 15, and Celium 12 and 16. I mean, when it can be anyone on the team, when Draza is like slaying his mind out, and you got Celium, who is like a walking like 1.1, 1.2, as being one of your worst players right now, or a BZ that's literally like the first blood god as being one of your worst players. That's how good this team is right now, and it's just insane how bad they're just smacking teams. And I mean, really, all they gotta hear is who are they gonna face in the finals at Major 3. I think they might face a top 4 team, like maybe an Optic, and lose that one, and then they're gonna drop down the losers and win all of losers, and then go back and win that in the finals. But when they lose in a game, they take a lot of wins after that loss, and they take that loss like, oh shoot, let's get back to work, we got this. And I mean, it is impressive, their drive, and having Draza being that energy for them, because kind of Simp, Abizi, Celium, they don't do anything. But now Celium's shooting bodies, they're all shooting bodies. It is so great. Like, yes, it's a little toxic, but it is so funny. Like, literally, every time we watch, it's so funny to see that, because Draza has, like, helped them come out of their shell. And, like, Cell has always been that way, but, like, now, it's literally every game. he kills someone, it's a mag dump right into him, and like that's how much fun they are having with the game right now. Is that it don't matter who it is, they are shooting their bodies every single time they kill them, and it's really a fun match to
Yeah.
watch. If you're looking at like Octane's stream, he has put on like press videos,
Yeah.
Subway Surfers during especially the searches, because this team with Ibiza being that first blood god, and then the other three just deathballing everywhere they go, where they're just running like in a wolf pack. This team, they're no one has figured them out yet.
One
So
little stairs. Thank you.
a lot of people are going to have to do a lot of research on them, try to figure them out, and I just don't see any way Major 3 goes any different than Elena FaZe right now. If you guys think different, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys
Teammate, get the
in
heck
the
out of
next
the
one.
way.